Hello, Patriots, and welcome back to the Patriot Dad channel, where we can discuss current events and modern issues, all while keeping it as real as possible. I'm sure you can see that my set is changing, and that's fine. I've relocated to a different room in my home to set up for podcasting. So bear with me as I make these changes. The audio may be different, the video may be a little different, but we're going to make it through it. Today, I wanted to discuss with you custody and divorce. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that during the ramp up to the 2024 election, the Rogue Dermatologists and the Patriot Dad channel are collaborating to bring you another great deal. In remembrance of the attempt on Trump's life, if you follow the link to trumpmug24.com, it'll take you straight here. Scroll down, add it to your cart, go to checkout, enter the code PDMUG, and you'll save 20%. Take advantage of this offer while it's still available. Now, back to the video. Now, having gone through a divorce here recently, I can speak on anecdotal experience, but I've also pulled up some statistics. So we'll go over those statistics, and then we'll do a short general discussion about the state of relationships in the United States, the state of divorces, the outcomes of these divorces, and what this means for the future going forward. So the outcome of my divorce being a no-fault divorce, as is the standard in the United States nowadays, means that assets were divided 50-50. Now, depending on your current circumstances, your total asset value may be different than mine. But it ended up that we had about $350,000 worth of assets. So if you split that right down the middle as the sole breadwinner in the relationship, it cost me a pretty penny. I had to do some creative negotiating in order to maintain sole ownership of my rental property, which in the end cost me a whole lot of cash and forced me to liquidate a lot of accounts I didn't want to liquidate. But in the long run, it is my opinion that owning a positively cash flowing rental property is in my long-term best interest. So the normal outcome here in the United States is going to be 50-50 division of assets. Now, I don't necessarily agree with this. I don't agree with the post-Ronald Reagan era no-fault divorce, because when there's infidelity on one side or the other, to me, that should be an at-fault divorce, and there should be no assets going to the offending party. If that was the case in my marriage, well, I would have a whole lot more money right now, folks. And that's all I'll say on that topic. But the other important aspect of that is, how much does it cost to get an attorney? Well, I pulled some statistics for you, and we can look at those real quick. So you can look here, the average cost of a divorce in the United States ranges between $10,000 and $15,000. This includes legal fees, court costs, and other expenses. For complex cases involving custody disputes, the cost can rise significantly, reaching $100,000 or more. The crazy statistic here, if you look below that, is the financial impact of divorce can be substantial for the man as well. On average, a man's standard of living may drop about 21% following a divorce. This can include direct costs of legal fees, indirect costs such as loss of shared income, division of assets, and potential alimony or child support. Now, folks, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you end up getting divorced, especially as the sole breadwinner in a relationship, a 21% reduction in your standard of living could be catastrophic. Now, if you have to end up paying alimony, again, no-fault divorce, that's probably going to be a thing. That means you're going to pay this woman for years, and in some states could be forever, at least until she gets remarried. But if she has a monetary incentive to not get remarried, do you think she's gonna? I don't think she's going to, which really sucks for the men. So if you get it through your work, I would highly encourage you, as you see here, to get legal insurance. I got this, and you know what? It helped a great deal. The total out-of-pocket expense for my divorce was about $5,000. Now, it would have been significantly higher than that if I did not have legal insurance through my employer. You can see here it's a couple $100 a year, $200 to $500. Now, if you could save thousands and thousands on a potential divorce, and you know what, that's not the only thing you can use legal insurance for, why wouldn't you take advantage of that? If there's children involved, like there were in my divorce, that means you're also going to be paying child support. So what is the average cost of child support? Well, let's get that pulled up. You can see here a typical percentage of income a man is forced to pay child support after a divorce. You're looking, the percentage can vary, but it often ranges between 17 and 25% for one child, with the percentage increasing for additional children. Now, in my state, the shared income model exists. Unfortunately, if you are the sole breadwinner in a relationship, how much of the total income in the household is going to be yours as the man? Well, it's going to be damn near 100%. And even if the judge gets real mad at your spouse, like they did in my case, they're still going to only use minimum wage because she doesn't have a job right now, and she should go get one. They'll use minimum wage in that calculation. So if you are a significant earner, when you compare minimum wage to your wage, it's not going to look very good. So as they show here, for example, if the combined income of $80,000, and that's low, and it costs $800 a month to raise one child, the non-custodial parent might be responsible for a portion of that amount based on their share of the combined income. Now, if your share of the combined income is like 95%, guess what? You're going to be responsible to pay 95% of the cost of raising the child. Now, I don't know how the court decides that cost, but I will tell you that when it comes to daycare, because remember, you don't have a significant other to watch your child anymore, that the cost of daycare is very, very high. In the area where I currently live, to put my children in daycare, both of them, cost a little over $30,000 a year, and that's after taxes. So if you have somebody making minimum wage and somebody making $150,000 a year, you tell me who's going to shoulder most of that cost. That's right, folks. We need to be very careful who we choose to have children with, because the end result is going to be a significant impact to your income, a significant impact to your ability to work, and a significant impact to your bottom line. Now, when it comes to child custody, I am in a rare exception because so far I've been granted on a temporary basis sole custody of my children. Now, it will be 14 months by the time we go to our next hearing that I will have had sole custody of my children. Now, how rare is that, you might ask? Well, what percentage of divorces result in sole custody going to the father? 18.3% of child custody cases result in sole custody being awarded to the father. Well, what about to the mother? 82% means in 82% of cases, sole custody is awarded to the mother. I asked a clarifying question. Approximately 40% end up with 50-50 custody. Now, that math doesn't really work out, so I don't know how they did that math. Thanks, Copilot. But folks, 50-50 custody means you're still going to pay support, especially if your ex-wife does not make very much money. You will maybe get to see your kids half the time. However that gets arranged or negotiated, it's up to the individual family court. I will tell you that the family court system gives plenty of opportunities for mothers, and very rarely do they give extra opportunities to fathers. I thought, living in West Virginia, that I would be spared this because it would be a more conservative state. I will tell you that the default arrangement for the family court system here is 50-50 custody, no matter what. The only reason that I was able to get full custody of my kids is because of things that their mother did to them. Now, I won't go into too much detail about that because this is still an ongoing issue, and I hope that maybe someday she'll figure it out and she can be a part of their lives. Because in the end, it is in the best interest of the children to have both parents in their life. So why would you just roll the dice having kids with a random person? Why would you want to date a random person nowadays? Why would you want to sleep with a random person nowadays? Actions have consequences, folks. The old saying of F around and find out, going on these apps and just meeting people and sleeping with people and not thinking that it has consequences. Guys, we need to return to a time when there was actual value in intercourse. We need to return to a time when traditional gender roles applied, because only one gender can have children, which means it's up to the other one, us men, to protect and provision. If we followed these traditional roles and everybody took their responsibility seriously, we wouldn't have nearly these problems. Now we have lots of competing forces, single friends, social media, television, the internet, tons of influences all day, every day. A woman's boss, a woman's coworkers. There are always people fighting to destroy your relationship. Why do you think it is that traditional men don't want their women on social media, don't want their women all over the internet, don't want their women working? It's because we don't want to have to take that risk. Why would I want to risk you going out in public and interacting with other men all day, every day? Why? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to have to ask another man permission to take my woman on a trip? If I want to go and take her with me to anywhere in the world, why would I want to have to ask her boss if I can have his permission or her permission for her to go with me? Now, in a traditional relationship, it would be my job to provide enough provision so that she doesn't have to work. And it would be her job to turn our house into a home. The end result of that is many children and a fulfilling life. The end result of this non-traditional lifestyle is a bunch of women on antidepressants that have a lot of cats and no children. Or they end up being single moms because all they care about is what they want. What do you guys think? What do you think is the better outcome for society? What do you think is the better outcome for humanity in general? I look forward to your feedback, and I look forward to the discussions that we can have down in the comments. Thank you to those of you that made it to the end of this video. I greatly appreciate your support. If you're looking for other ways to support the channel, please check the links down in the description below. You can take advantage of the mug offer and the poster offer. You can also use our promotion code when purchasing coffee from Coffee Brand Coffee. If you're looking for a free way to support the channel, you can like this video, you can comment on the video, you can subscribe to the channel. You can also share this video with friends and family. All of these options are free. They all help me with the algorithm, and they make a significant difference. So thank you for supporting the channel. If you have another topic that you want to see on the channel or a video you want to see reacted to, please leave it in a comment below and I will get to it as soon as I can. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves and God bless. Go ahead and check out one of the links on the screen now to either subscribe to the channel and see the rest of the videos of the channel, or one of the carefully selected videos that you may wish to see that YouTube has used its algorithm to select for you.